Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, the D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor. I am your Dungeon Master Darby, and joining me as always are Laura playing Bertie, Eddie playing Anya, Jake playing Neumann, and Zoe playing Ross. Let's jump into it. So, where we last left off, there were a lot of deep conversations.
I cried like 3 times, and I'm suing all of you.
Yeah, Bertie and Bianca had a conversation that seemed to end well. And Neumann and Ross had a conversation dredging up childhood stories. One of which was full of trauma. And also plans were made to make plans at dawn. Is there anything in particular folks would like to do with their evening before resting and getting ready to plan?
I wasn't necessarily actively going to seek out to do this, but Zoe did just message the group chat. So Anya, after she had sat on, or after we got back, she had gone to the roof to sort of process her feelings regarding seeing Rook again and everything involved there. Then overheard the conversation between Bertie and Bianca and was processing those feelings and just the happiness she felt for her friend for that opportunity. And after a good period of time, I'd say it's probably a little bit later at night, probably post-dinner, Anya is going to search out Sam. Whereabouts could she find him at maybe 10 o'clock at night? I'm going to say.
Probably in his quarters at that point.
Is Sam sharing with anyone at the moment, or does he have a solo room?
Probably has a solo.
Cool. What floor would Sam's room be on?
Would be on the same floor as the rest of you.
Cool. I'm imagining second floor. That's what I've been picturing in my head, that it's 2-story and all the bedrooms are on the second floor. Cool. Anya will wander over while on the roof to where Sam's room is, and then sort of once again swing herself down to the window as she is known to do, and just sort of knock on it while just sort of holding herself there, like balancing. Sam, are you there?
He gives you a puzzled look, like as he pulls back, like the as he pulls back the cat. Anya, why the window?
I was on the roof. It was easier, quicker.
He opens the window.
May I come in?
Yes.
So she kind of swings herself in and takes a minute to get her bearings of the room, which I'm pretty sure she would not be overly familiar with.
No.
And she once she's sort of taken stock of the room a little bit, she turns to Sam and she's like, I want to have a bit of conversation regarding what you did for me at the bathhouse.
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate it. I do. Don't get me wrong. It was very nice to see Rook. Why are you comfortable with me on that level? I don't know if it's a bad thing necessarily, but I just don't understand.
Because
And she kind of looks very like she's trying to figure out a complex puzzle. Like she just looks so confused.
Because I consider you a friend, and I would like to think that you consider me the same. It's not some great mystery.
She kind of thinks on that for a moment and she's like, it's because I'm mean to you, isn't
it? Like, he laughs. What? Whatever gave you that idea?
Bertie's right. Oh my goodness, Bertie's right.
What?
Is it a comfort thing? I dread to ask, what was your relationship with your mother like?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to know, actually.
What are you even on about, Anya?
There is a level here where you have gotten my respect to a point. I feel like I have gotten a level of understanding with you now, and you have gotten my respect to a point. You have also gotten familiar with me a lot quicker than many people. Not on my account, not from me trying whatsoever. Which is fine. People have their own levels with things like this, I guess. Ross can be quite mean isn't the word. Hot and cold with you sometimes. It is very easy for anyone with or without eyes to observe. And so I want you to know that while I am flattered, I do not, you're not even, there's not even a, don't take this personally, but in my eyes, we're not even friends yet. You're just a coworker that I respect quite greatly, who is dating my friend, who like is working their way to being a friend. So, and I do not think that it is intentional on your part at all, but I do not think of you in that way. Though I do understand that the mystery and the hot and cold of it all, I can understand why that would be enticing to you. And I get it. People can have whatever feelings they wish, Sam, but respectfully, no thank you.
Anya, I'm not attracted to you.
If you say so, Sam. And she just kind of nods and she's like, anyway, You need like 8 hours sleep or whatever. I'll let you get to bed. This was a good talk.
No. No. And he casts remove curse on you.
What are you doing?
I am making sure that you are not under some sort of possession.
Well, maybe you should do the same for yourself then.
What is...
It's okay, Sam. Like I said, I don't know whether you were aware of these feelings that you were having, but
I am not having feelings for you.
Yes. Right. Of course. And this conversation never happened. Have a good night, Sam. And she walks out. She just leaves.
The door or the window?
She walks out the door this time.
What a power move!
Ross, who was probably returning to her room, which is next to Sam's, from Neumann's, is like, Anya?
Ravari. And she kind of walks up, and then she, not in a condescending way, but just in a like friendly way, pats Ross's face, like her cheek, a little bit. And she's like, "That is a strange man who is very attracted to you."
Good. I'm a strange lady who's attracted to him. Is that why you were in his... Why were you in his room? Sam?
Oh, to talk to him about the associations he has with the ways that I treat him and the ways that you treat him. And how, while he should not be ashamed of any feelings, he should be aware of them and aware that I am not interested. Anyway, have a good night. And she walks downstairs.
Ross looks
She hasn't
at
had dinner
Sam.
yet. She's going to get dinner.
Is Anya hitting on you?
I think she might be. I told her I wasn't attracted to her, and she just
What does she
said
mean?
that...
What does she mean the way she treats you and the way I treat you?
I don't know. I haven't seen any difference between the way that she treats me recently and the way that she treats the rest of you.
I absolutely adore that Anya went in there and is like, "Hi, Sam, I'm explicitly not interested. Thank you." And he's like, "She's hitting on me. She's hitting on me."
Did you close the door when you left Neumann's room?
For the sake of the joke, absolutely not.
Neumann comes out in like a sexy pose with jaw dropped as he like floats out through his door on his carpet. What did I just miss? Sam, you naughty boy, what is going on?
Hey, she came in through my window, told
She
me
does
that...
that though.
Told me
Yeah, that's a fairly
that...
normal thing for Anya to do.
Told me that she wasn't attracted to me. And when I told her that the feeling was mutual, refused to accept it. She mentioned something
this.
about Bertie. Bertie, you get a sending in your head. Bertie, did you say anything to Anya?
I mean, I talked to her, yes? Wait, you know, friends, you know. What's this about? Bertie sticks his head out of his door in the hallway. He's not
I
too
don't
far
think
ahead. What's going on?
any of us know.
Apparently, Sam and Anya were like hitting on each other or something, but
No!
Oh.
it's very juicy, and I don't fully understand. I don't think Sam understands either, to be honest.
No,
I don't understand
something
what
about,
Anya
the
was
way
doing.
Anya treats... Something about the way, like, Anya treats Sam and the way I treat Sam, and Anya's not attracted to him, and what's that face?
Oh.
Do I treat you that way as well, Sam?
No.
What way are they treating you?
You did kiss him on the forehead when, the thing happened.
Can I just point out that to stray away from the argument that Sam doesn't really know is happening of him being attracted to women that are mean to him, he explicitly reads Anya saying, "I am not attracted to you," as him being hit on. I'm just saying, Sam, there's some lines. The I's and the T's, man.
He didn't read it like that until Ross brought up the suggestion.
Don't pin this on me, babe.
That's it.
How much of this is Anya here as well?
She can hear the whole thing. She's still in the building.
She losing her mind in her suit.
She's kind of just like amusedly watching, like listening to hear it play out. And every time Sam's like, she can't not have been hitting on me. She just like chuckles a little bit to herself. Good.
So, to put things plainly, Anya came in through the window, told me
It's just that.
told me she respected me but didn't consider me a friend, although I consider her one. Or I had told her that I consider her one.
Aw, babe.
She told me that she's not used to people becoming so familiar with her in such a short span of time. And then she accused me of being attracted to her, at which point I told her I was not attracted to her, and she refused to believe me.
But okay, I'd say this is kind of similar in post Neumann, kind of similar to that time that you kind of proposed to Anya with the contacts, but also not at all.
Yeah, I had
Just,
no
looks
intention
Sam
of
up and down.
proposing. I don't know where that came from. I guess I can kind of see some
You
similarities.
did go down one
but-
knee, honey.
Yeah, but it just felt natural. It
Yeah,
was
that's
really
fair.
comfortable.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh, interesting. Well, I think we've all learned something about you, Sam. Yeah.
What?
I need to know, Darby, is Sam wearing his jammies right now?
Probably, yeah.
You have very nice pajamas.
Thank you.
Cool.
What are you suggesting we've learnt? Because I'm as baffled as I was at the beginning of this.
Those really are good pajamas. Did you get them made or? did you
This
just
is
buy them?
irrelevant!
Ross reaches down my shoulder, it's okay.
Oh man. Oh man.
Why did
That's,
I steal the
yeah.
design?
Yeah, Neumann can copy it in probably about 2 hours. He's a pro.
I think you need some time.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
process your
Maybe
feelings.
just take a breather.
I have no feeling! What did you say, Bertie?
I didn't say anything. You can't prove anything.
Roll me a deception check.
Alright.
That's good.
I'll do it at disadvantage because I rolled a natural 18. Okay, yeah. Oh my good lord, his deception there. So it's a 14.
Yeah, no, he sees right through you.
Oh, no, 16, sorry, my apologies. I rolled a 4.
Yeah, still sees right through you.
Yeah.
What did you
You can't prove
say?
anything. Nothing to do with upholding a court of
I
law.
know you're a damn dirty liar, Bertie. And you hear through a closed door, "Not gonna argue with you there," from Bianca's room.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
A message goes to Sam, and she's like, "Now I understand that you are processing some complicated feelings right now. There is no need to lash out at Bertie. Calm yourself. Take 5. And apologize."
What?
Sam, sweetheart, do you think maybe you need to go sit down for a minute?
What is wrong with people? He
Sam.
goes back into his room and closes the door.
Barry just looks uncomfortably at Ross and Newman like,
Newman has his hands, the palm of his hands underneath his chin, lying on his belly, with his fingers sort of fanning away from his face as he drifts closer to Bertie. What did you say?
You can't prove anything. Okay,
Until
look,
you were
all
lying.
right. Yes, okay. Look, a little more quiet. Okay, look, I just noticed that, Sam seems to be more friendly towards people that boss him around. That's all. Particularly feminine presenting people.
Newman looks back at Ross with like a puzzle-making face.
What? I've never noticed that.
Maybe a little. Yeah. Okay.
What?
And they've been. Yeah.
Something for
Oh.
your fan fiction, Newman.
Thank you. Yeah. It's something to keep in mind.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's good to be just a general, that's just like who you gravitate towards, or it could be something, He makes a strange, eyebrow wiggle face. You don't know. Neither of you. Anyway,
I don't think I'll ever understand what's going on inside of his head.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah. Well, hopefully he'll calm down. He was pretty stressed this morning, so that's understandable.
Yeah.
He's kind of he's been a different person for 5 years. I think there's a lot of repression happening at the moment. It's just kind of.
Well.
But it was that an innuendo? No, I didn't.
Well, I mean,
I didn't. But oh gods, oh no.
I mean, anything's an innuendo to me, so Am I
Newman
right?
spins around in the same posture, but with his jaw dropped, staring right at Ross.
I don't like this.
This is a very juicy night tonight.
I'm glad. I think. Good. Well, that's good. I think it's a good end. Good evening to it. And Sam is flustered, angry in his room. It's what a great evening.
But anyways, I mean, are we all ready for after this? Apparently, we have a meeting at dawn.
Yeah, you mentioned on the messenger ring, so there's a meeting.
What
Do you
time
know
is
what it's
it?
about?
Newman looks out the window.
It's dark.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
In his
It's like
head.
10 p.m.
Yeah.
Fantasy 10 p.m.
Yes. Ross shakes her head a bit because this whole conversation has just been an absolute roller coaster, and she doesn't know what to think about her own boyfriend anymore. And she's like, the vision. Oh, now it tells me my internet's unstable. Cool. The findings from the teleportation circle, they wanted to discuss it with us as a group and what our next step could be.
Kind of like, Petty was just like, and he kind of looks a bit more serious, like, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that should be good. Yeah, it should be good. Well, yeah, I think it'll be good. You guys are all good?
As good as I'll ever be.
Good! Excellent! Fantastic! I'm glad to hear. Good.
Anyways, I'm gonna see you all at like dawn. That's like 6 a.m., isn't it?
Yeah, you better go to bed soon, because like you both of you, like you need a lot of sleep, like a lot.
Yeah, and I'll totally get some with a big conversation we're going to be having tomorrow. That's totally not going to keep me up all night. This is going to be great.
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll give you a full, like, you'll pass with flying colors, Neumann.
Thank you.
It's not going to work.
Like you did.
But Anya casts sleep on Neumann at the highest level she can. Just to help him, like a little sleepy time tea, like a little gradual sleepy time tea, just to help him along. Yeah.
What's the damage you roll?
Well, let's find out. It's not a damage-based thing. I don't even have Anya's character sheet up. I've been RPing this whole time.
As far as I'm aware, it's you roll, and then whatever you roll gets deducted from essentially my HP, not actually. And then if my HP were to drop to 0, theoretically, then I fall asleep. I think. Yeah, that's
11d8, I believe it is.
Oh, perfect. I'm just gonna roll a d8 11 times because that's gonna be easier than getting all the dice out.
Can that even? I don't think that
The sleepy
the
time
highest
tea.
you
It's
get
just to help him get sleepy.
Yeah.
How percentage sleepy does he even get?
We're up to 25 so far. 32, 40.
While you're pondering that, Betty pops into his room and comes out,
47.
holds up a thermos, is like, if you want some tea.
Yeah,
51.
So the tea
55. Yeah.
55.
You're 55 points more sleepy.
So with the tea as well, that takes me down to around about 33 sleepy.
33 sleepy.
Yeah.
So you have to take the reins from there, surely.
I was really hoping he would just pass out on the rug and just be sleeping in the hallway.
Float in.
But no, he's like, I'm gonna go lie down. Thanks for the tea, Birdie.
No probs.
You can cast it again. Do you want me to cast it again?
Well, he's in his room now, so yeah, if you want.
Anya just creeps into his window.
Sure, she does it again at the same level, at 4th level. So that's 16. Let me know when we hit your sleepy time. 17. 23.
Yeah, okay. So to anyone who was paying attention after Neumann closed the door, there is now tea leaking from underneath the door into the hallway.
I hope that's tea.
Oh, that's such a nice thermos.
As he dropped the thermos, as he fell immediately asleep, and it hit the ground at the door.
We're all just looking out, Neumann. We just want you to get your sleepy time.
That's it.
Sleeping on that rug is gonna be hell on his spine.
There's a cat. I doubt it. That's me saying that.
Love it.
Not Anya.
Look, and even if it is, it's going to be a better effect than the first rug that that I saw him meet. So, it'll be fine.
True.
I hope you have a good night, Ross.
You too, Betty.
Yeah,
Hey.
no problems.
Good night hug?
Yeah, hug, yes.
Yeah. Come on. She
Steps
gives him a big hug.
Excellent. He hugs her back.
She does that thing where she leans her chin on the top of his head and she just kind of rocks him a little bit.
Which is
He just gives him one more
Anya,
squeeze. And then like gives him a couple pats on the back, and it's just like, good night, Bertie.
Good night. Thank you. I hope you have a good sleep.
You too.
In
She goes to
in his sleep, Neumann will hear, or maybe he won't because he's sleeping, over like the cantrip message. Sweet dreams, Neumann.
He hears it, but that manifests in some kind of dream. So he hears it, but he doesn't know it's outside of the dream. So I guess from his perspective, a tree just came up to him, floating from the sky out of the clouds, and said, "Good night, Neumann," and then floated back into the clouds.
All right. So you all get your rest, and you wake up ready, and at dawn, head to the war room, where you are greeted by Promise and Yadel. So, it appears we have access to a great deal of the teleportation circles in the city.
Yeah,
Thanks
pretty much.
to the work of Neumann.
You're welcome. I'm here all day.
That means that we have access to do whatever it is we feel the need to do. Now, we only have a little over a week and a half left by the deadline that has been set. What do you feel as a group is important to getting to the point where we are ready to take down the wizards?
I mean, we've done a considerable amount of damage already. I'd say we're almost good to go as is. I know we've had people preparing for a while as well. Insert our leader's name here, who I cannot remember right now. We brought him back. Drakar. I believe Drakar was preparing something as well. Do we have any update on that?
It is still a work in progress, but it is days away.
Or would that not be perhaps a good time to call it, to let that be our sort of signal?
Possibly.
I don't know about the rest of the group. I would feel more comfortable staging a final onslaught if we had Kira out of the way and potentially even a member of our party back, with hopefully enough time for him to recover any exhaustion or ailments he has suffered.
Okay.
Brady looks super bad when you say that. he's usually in the background anyway when you all are talking about this kind of stuff. He's like, This is the very bad vibes coming off him, which Anya could feel.
Yeah, Anya, who's probably also at the back, she reaches out and just takes Bodhi's hand and gives it a little squeeze.
He's just shaken, but he holds her hand.
We know from Rook that we have the Fire Genasi on our side. We know that she will be with us for the final confrontation, but I feel like many of us would feel of wholer mind, body, and combative spirit if we were a group again.
That's clever. How much of a
And
threat?
one less thing to...
You go.
Sorry, Neumann. in a practical sense, it is one less thing to worry about if we are, in fact, staging an invasion or a coup or an onslaught. I don't want to worry about my friend dying in a way that we could have prevented.
Do you have any
If that
other
is
tasks?
possible.
Any other avenues that you wish to explore? Or are these the final two?
We've created our own secret language. We've spread lies and deceit all through this place. We've found weaknesses. We've made vulnerabilities. I feel like we've done a lot of preparation. We've taken out a number of the Magisters. And I guess there's only 2 remaining, and how much of a threat is Kira right now? We've sabotaged some things that Kira has as well. So I guess if we needed to be sure, we could finish the job with Kira, but aside from that, there's not much else I can think of. And there is one thing that is still a concern to my knowledge, and that's the beasts that the Magisters have control of. Sam described them to us a while ago, and some of us have experienced them firsthand. But maybe if there's something we could do about them, perhaps. But my understanding is they're with tape.
Yes, I don't believe that there is anything significant we can do to hamper their presence in any significant way with the time frame that we have, unfortunately. I think it would be wise, given the location of Kharas' captivity, to try to eliminate Kira first. Simply because if you are caught in trying to retrieve Kharas, then you may be forced into a final confrontation before you are prepared. And that final confrontation may involve the 2 Dread Magisters.
We take the fight to Kira then.
I think that's only fair.
And what intel do we have on Kira?
Roll me. Where is the... What is it? I have... Where is it? We have it in the messenger chat. It would be... There is
We have a
some
lot
sort
of things in the messenger chat,
Yes.
Tommy.
There is...
Mostly terrible memes.
In the Diamond Concord PDF, it is fortunately right up the top of the shared files. So, roll me an espionage check, please, Neumann. So that is just a d20 plus 4.
Natural 20. 24.
You are joking!
Jake! Holy shit!
D&D Beyond is good to me right
Yeah, no,
You know
you're
it.
not wrong. I just looked at that. Yeah, nat
Yeah.
20.
That's incredible.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so you know that she is working on her machine. That much is obvious. However, further intel has been able to unearth some information about that machine, and I will bring up stat block and see what is stuff that you would know.
So from memory, Neumann did analyze it, and he got things like I believe it was its AC and points already.
Yes. So, as a construct, it's fairly standard fare. It is not affected by necrotic or poison damage at all. Additionally, it has magical wards that prevent non-magical weapons from from affecting it either. Additionally, it can be fueled by fire, lightning, or thunder damage. It has no resistances. It has no vulnerabilities. It is resistant to magic and cannot have its form changed. Beyond that, it is big. And once Kira is in it, it will have the full breadth of her spellcasting.
Cool. And where is it right now?
It is currently still in her workshop. From what
Sorry, I
your
forgot I was
tells you.
muted. That was not for you guys. That was for me. I'm planning.
Still currently lying dormant in the workshop.
So we can either sabotage it more, or we attempt to fight Kira where she cannot get it.
Two birds. If we attempt to sabotage it, we try and keep her separated, as we did.
When we sabotaged it last, I couldn't really see much more we could do.
Well, apart from blow it up.
Hang on, I'm just trying to remember. I think I did something. This is me as a player. Brain slot. I can't remember what it was.
You filled it with something, didn't you?
You
Yeah.
were thinking. I don't think.
No, we were thinking of
You
doing
were
that,
thinking
but we
it,
couldn't.
yeah.
No,
Didn't-
I was putting the
no,
immovable rod in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also know, Neumann, that there is, as much as it's called the immovable rod, there is actually a limit
yeah,
to the immovable rod.
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty
I think
sure
that's-
Neumann
I'm pretty
said
sure
that
Neumann said
Yeah.
because
that,
Anya suggested it.
Yeah.
And something that colossal would just be left with essentially a relatively insignificant hole in it by just walking away from it. What will be the approach then? Taking on Kira herself? Trying to destroy the construct?
I mean, Kira's clever. Kira's smart. I'm sure that they notice the stuff that was left at the front, and realize that something happened. I'm sure they won't let us in as easily as they did the first time.
But this time we have a teleportation circle where you can go straight in.
That's very true.
It's likely not within her workshop itself, so you might have to figure out where exactly you are. But you do have a direct in.
Or an ambush.
All right. And what's our goal here? Are we to fight Kira first? Are we to break the behemoth first?
I think if our intention is to fight Kira, anything we find along the way that can also hinder her, we go for it.
The less time she has to prepare and get her shit together, the more that works for us.
All right. Well, I guess that's what we're doing then. Teleport in, find Kira, deal with whatever comes with that next.
All right. Are there any resources that you need? We're still sifting through the dragon horde, but...
I might need to refill up on gold. I'm running a little low. I mean, he legitimately is in the grand scheme of things. We didn't spend a lot of money. He does not have much
Everyone
gold
just
in the bag
stares at
of holding.
Neumann.
That
Like-
is... Anything pertinent to the mission?
Ouch. Fine. Whatever. Whatever, Darby. Whatever.
Rovari, and Anya kind of tenses a little bit next to Bertie before she says the next thing, but then she once again sort of takes a breath after preparing herself, and she's like, how are we doing on diamonds? Do we need a restock?
I got some more for my highest level healing, but it never hurts to have as much as possible when it comes to the general stuff.
And she turns to, is it Yadel who we're talking to, or Promise?
That's
Promise,
me.
you've been doing most of the
Yeah.
speaking.
Cool. She turns to Promise. She's like, in the Dragon's Horde, I'm sure magical component diamonds would be present. Any that
Yes.
can be spared.
Of course.
I might take the Neumann approach myself, and any potions, healing, or any other buffs you can give us that you may have found within the hold.
All right. When are you planning to make your strike? You can send word to those working through the horde to prioritize these things.
As early as possible. Yes. She kind of turns to Rivari and Neumann primarily. It's your call.
I mean, if we could get these things, I feel like that would help our fight a lot better. Perhaps we wait. But then again, if we wait, we leave less time in the grand scheme of things, and we allow Kira more time to continue doing whatever they're doing.
Could
Still
we
early.
wrangle a day? Two
Day.
at most?
We will see what can be found within the hordes by this evening. And get that to you.
Any means of anti-magic by any chance?
Nothing that we have, but we will make sure that it is looked for within the horde.
And finally, I know you have quite a few magic users as well. Do they perhaps have any long-term effects that they could help us with, perhaps? Because I feel like we're going into a pretty big fight. I know there's some spells out there that can affect a large amount of people for at the very least an hour.
Unfortunately, very few that do not require a modicum of concentration and proximity. However, I can prepare a hero's feast tonight.
I've heard of that one. That one will be good.
That should bolster
This
your
evening, then.
resolve. We'll see you this evening.
Okay, Neumann waddles off. If everyone's done.
Are you okay, Neumann? Why are you waddling? That's a joke. She wouldn't be able to say it.
Was Ross about to do something?
He's
Ross
hangs.
Ross hangs back for a second, kind of as everyone leaves. She's not like aiming to like wait for everyone to leave. She's just thinking very hard. Promise.
Yes,
The
Ravari.
Council of the Seven promised us that they would attempt to destroy Taven's phylactery in Durham. Have we heard anything of that?
I have not heard anything, though I will attempt to reach out.
If you could. I know you know as well as I do that the last thing we want is to have all this happen again 5 years down the line.
Indeed.
Thank you, Promise.
Thank you, Ravari.
And Ross does a little bow. And she walks out of the room, and she does what she often does when she walks out of meetings, where she has to like shake herself out of it and like cracks her neck. And just, yeah, looks at the rest of the party. She's like, well, pretty soon we won't have to do any more meetings at all.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
So a day.
A day.
Today.
Cool. Another step.
Ever closer. I'll buy lunch.
All right, well, that's on you then. Absolutely. That includes drinks, obviously, I'm assuming. Whatever
Always.
horrible mayonnaise monstrosity you want, Newman, I'm sure.
I think Neumann waddled off. What?
Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
Neumann waddled off, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's fair, yeah.
I wasn't sure how far
We
away.
did, yeah.
Oh, he's waddling.
Oh, there we go.
He's out of there.
There. We screwed Addie. That's the end of that
Yep.
scene.
Yep.
All
yep.
right.
Bye.
There is
And scene.
so Is
So
there
what do we
anything
do?
that people want to do with their day of preparation?
Yell a lot. Script.
Can Neumann make scrolls?
Yes, he can.
Excellent.
Now, I need to double check what exactly your ability is as an artificer for that scroll making. You can craft an item with a rarity of common or uncommon. It takes you a quarter of the normal time and costs you half the usual gold. So you would be able to make first level, maybe second level scrolls quite quickly.
And it has to be a spell that Neumann can cast, I'm guessing.
Yes. So, spell scroll of up to third level covers common and uncommon. And the time taken and the cost for that. Time taken and the cost for it is in Xanathars. So I will just find that momentarily. Is there anything else that people are doing to prepare?
So, remember how when we raided Kira's place, we found those really cool balls that are actually little capture cages, like they're handcuffs?
Ah, yes.
Ross is going to get them identified by our good buddy Orloth to get the command word for those.
All right. So, they are iron bands of Bolaro, and their command word is restraint.
Kinky. Does Ross have anything else she wants to get identified while she's here?
So, for reference, spell scroll time is a cantrip or a first level spell usually takes 1 day, so you could get 4 of those done in a day, or a second level spell scroll would usually take 3 days, so you could do a second and a first, a second and a cantrip, or 4 first, 4 cantrips, any combination of 4 between cantrip and first. Second level, and then yeah, the cost of them is so low that like we won't worry about cost with this. But yeah, so you could do 1 second with 1 first or cantrip, or you could do any combination of 4 of first and cantrip. Bertie, is there any prep that you are trying to do?
He doesn't do any specific prep. He does kind of was he's very out of it after we've made the decision to do this quest. And he just kind of just spends a lot of time just pattering around. He does he goes through like all of his he unpacks all of his backpack and goes through everything that he's got with him, which is like, you know, tea bags of like the tea, like Caius's favorite tea, and like, you know, the like old tart that he made to take with him on the trip, out of one of the ones that got stolen, and like all of his like inventory items and stuff like that. He looks at the Pearl of Power, which I think we got out the dragon thing, and what he does is because he's sitting at his little desk, he has like this sort of golden sort of ink pot, which he has on his hanging off his belt most of the time, and he thinks for a moment and then like dips his pen in that, and then like paints like a little box up, which manifests into a real box. And he puts that pearl in there, and then paints up like a ribbon around it and a little note for it. And then he with this incredible little paintball that he has, and he stands up very straight and picks it up, and then he's going to very sneak not very subtly, very sneakily, he's just going to leave that basically in front of Bianca's room, knock on it, and then run away. So whether she gets it or not, who knows? Hopefully everyone's honest in the tavern. But he's going to leave the Pearl of Power for her. Otherwise, he's not going to do a great deal. He just, at some point he goes into I'm gonna try and contact Kharas, I guess. So I'm gonna roll. Gonna try once. So that's a 15, so it gets past the first one. And that is, what number is that one? 6. He doesn't get through.
Okay.
And I'll try one more time. Because he knows that we're going the following day. So he doesn't have to use all of this up at once. So 56 past the 5%. It's a 14 for the next one. So what he does is he so he just goes so he just sits there like quietly, that late afternoon, and just thinks. I think he would have attuned to that the year ago, because I think he has to attune to like amplify it basically, and then unattune, I believe it was.
Yes.
We figured.
Yeah.
Because he can't have it go all the time. So he sits there and just thinks, and he just like feels that magic stretch out once, where it like snapped away, and then feels it stretch out again and connect. And he just feels that connection for quite some time, and he's like, "Hey, not much to say. Soon though. Hope you're okay. I love you." And then he just sits there and just feels that connection until it peters out. He's not even expecting a response. He's just feeling it. But yeah. And just closes his eyes and feels the sun like stream in from the slat, I imagine, the roof, considering we can't really have open windows. Or except for the one Anya crawls in. I presume it's like a secluded little space. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just thinks that's what Betty does.
Yeah. You don't get a response, but you do get the feeling that it went through.
Yeah. That's fine. That's what he does. That's all I want to prepare.
Anya, is there any preparation that you do?
Anya, once they got out of the meeting, she seems just a little bit restless. And if anyone asks, she's like, "I'm just tired of the waiting a little bit." But she does sort of stow herself, and will mostly spend the day wandering around so she'll try and help Neumann with his scrolls for a little bit. She will at some stage check in with Bertie and ask if he needs any assistance. It kind of just feels like she's trying to keep busy. And at some stage she will knock on Sam's door.
Okay. He responds. What is it, Anya?
I'm not used to new friends. You are my friend. You do still have your own feelings to unpack, and that's fine. But you are my friend.
Kind of ruined the moment there with that second bit, Anya. But thank you. You're a good friend.
See, this is why I get so this is not about this is why it throws me how close you already. Do you know you're maybe one of a handful of people who has ever said, never mind, I'm going to check with Ross.
I forget that you're used to being around people like Bertie who are emotionally stunted.
She, as soon as he starts saying Bertie, she cause she turned around and she's like, you need to stop talking shit on Bertie.
Hey,
I am serious.
He's a good
dead
person.
serious.
He's a good person. Just
Sam,
has.
you were an undercover agent for a fascist dictatorship. Don't be throwing stones in glass houses. Anyway, I'm going to check and see if Ravari needs help.
Okay. Good talk.
And she turns and leaves.
Okay. Ross, I think there was one more thing that you wanted to cover.
She
you
would,
brought up in the
while
chat.
she's getting those little
Boy.
things identified by Orla, she will be like, oh, by the way, I got these in the Dragon Horde. If they're useful, I don't know. They're pretty though, and she hands him the ring she found and the lightly enchanted dagger.
Yeah. So yeah, the dagger is not anything particularly special. It is a +1 dagger. Doesn't require attunement, just does a little bit of extra damage and bypasses any magical resistances involving non-magical weapons. The ring is a ring of Jinni summoning. To clarify what that is, so it is a very powerful item. It does require attunement, but it is legendary. While wearing this ring, you can speak its command word as an action to summon a particular Jinni from the elemental plane of air. The Jinni appears in an unoccupied space you choose within 120 feet of you. Remains as long as you concentrate, as if concentrating on a spell, to a maximum of 1 hour or until it drops to 0 hit points, then returns to its home plane. While summoned, the Jinni is friendly to you and your companions. It obeys any commands you give it, no matter what language you use. And if you fail to command it, the Jinni defends itself against attackers but takes no other actions. After the Jinni departs, it can't be summoned again for 24 hours, and the ring becomes non-magical if the Jinni dies.
Oh. Am I here?
You're roboting a little bit, but you're here.
There we go. So Ross hears all this. She kind of rocks back on her heels and she goes, "Oh, so that ring's got a little guy in it."
Not so much in it, but connected to it. It summons it from the elemental plane of air.
Oh, like Birdie's little male guy. Oh. That could be useful.
Sort of. but a lot more powerful.
I figured I haven't encountered many Jinn, but I know a lot of their history and stories. Thank you. It's very useful.
Of course. It's interesting to see one in the flesh. It's a rare and powerful item.
Oh. I just thought it kind of looked cute.
I mean, you're not
Thank
wrong.
you, Olaf.
But no problem.
Yeah, she looks at the ring a bit and she's like, And then she'll go back to her room. Have a think.
Yes,
A
it
little
does require
thinkerino
attunement.
about that.
It does require attunement.
Because everything requires attunement.
Yes. Also because it is a very powerful item that would be broken if it did not. Because it allows you to summon a CR11 genie.
And what does a genie?
Jake,
Yes.
would Neumann be really, really upset if Ross unattuned from the friendship ring he gave her in order to make a new friend with some guy from the elemental plane?
Yeah, he'd be fine with that. Yeah.
Cool. Good to know, good to know, good to know. Ross will attune too.
Okay. So, you go through your preparations over the course of the day, and it comes to evening time. And Promise prepares a hero's feast for the 5 of you and a few others who you gather are being sent on other missions. Is there anything you'd like to talk about over dinner? As a group.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you.
Okay,
and
yeah,
me.
absolutely. Well, what do you want to talk about?
Sorry. No, let's just talk about, like, who the hell these people are. We know, like, 3 of them. Maybe 4. Generously 5. But, like, how many people are at this table?
It's only probably the 5 of you at the table. But there are other people partaking of the feast at other tables.
They're using the buffet.
Rightio.
Essentially.
The heroes buffet.
I mean, we are heroes after all. They can get their own heroes feast. Yeah, no, Newman's just basically going to be joking around. He's not going to be talking about anything too serious. He's already had his serious conversations last night and this morning, so...
That's fair.
He might comment on Ross's new ring. If Ross is wearing it.
She would be, yeah.
Yeah. Nice new ring. Where did you get that?
That's one of the dragon ones! And she, like, holds her hand out.
Is it magical? It's got to be magical. It's magical, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
How magical?
It can summon a genie from the air elemental plane.
Does Newman know what a genie is? Which, I just want to call it a genie. Can I just call it a genie?
Well, roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Roll me an Arcana check.
I can do that. So that is my first bad roll for the first session. 16.
16.
16. Neumann.
I mean,
It's a 3.
it's not inaccurate to call it a genie, because a genie is a type of genie, specifically one associated with the elemental plane of air. The major thing is that that you would be aware of with a 16 is that they are generally some of the kinder of the genie king, like genie kind. Though they are still proud. They're typically attractive, tall, and well-muscled, with blue skin and dark eyes. But beyond that, you know very little.
Neumann goes, sorry, do you mind if I do something real quick?
Yeah,
He
sure,
says
whatever.
to Ross. He throws a juggling ball at it and casts Identify.
Ow! Newman!
It's fine.
If you want me to juggle, you have to ask.
You find out what Ross found out before from Orloth.
Yeah,
But
but
it-
is it like, does it tell you what it does? Like,
Yeah, it
does the
summons a genie.
Just shows up and
It
looks
doesn't tell
pretty.
you. It shows up, is friendly towards you, and will act on your requests.
Act on your requests, right here. So, by the sounds of it, this guy will just show up and be really pretty. Maybe a good distraction.
Maybe I have a deck of illusion for that. Ow!
Sorry. Neumann will cast Cure Wounds. I don't know. To make it feel better. I'm sorry about that. It wasn't meant to hurt. God, I'm really good at doing that at the moment, aren't I? I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt you.
It's fine.
Even when I suplexed you, I didn't mean to hurt
It's
you.
fine, noobs. Oh, okay.
But yeah, so no, that
Ross.
it looks really powerful. So I'm very curious to what a genie can do. Genie, sorry.
Anya, this entire time,
We'll see.
has been sitting there looking just a little bit uncomfortable. And then she's like, Rook killed a genie not too long ago. I helped, kind of.
Oh,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
that was like a
From
date
what-
type thing, or
From what I'm aware, they're pretty nice beings.
Well,
What did it do?
this one technically didn't steal. Had other people steal on its behalf. Artifacts that did not belong to it. Rook was able to acquire an artifact from her tribe, and I myself and Ophina have been in the process of reuniting some other artifacts with their rightful owners.
Oh, righty, yeah.
Where was this gin?
Darby, I cannot remember.
It was on the elemental plane of fire.
I knew it was hot. I remembered that. I just didn't know where. We
of course,
were
Rook was
on
there.
the elemental planes. The fire one.
Was it a Ginny or an Afriti?
Is they're both
You would remember it was big and red.
It was big and red.
That sounds like an Afriti. That checks. They collect objects and treasures, and yes, that sounds consistent with Afriti.
Are they a different type of genie? I'm not too familiar with them myself.
I'm not overly familiar, but I'm aware that the genies are associated with different elemental planes. So the Afriti of fire, the Tao of earth, the Marid of water, and the Jinnis of air, I believe it is, if I'm remembering right from school.
I guess my point is, they will all be individual, so it might not be. It might be fine, it might not. Whatever it is, we did kill 2 dragons several days ago, so.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
If I had been assisting to attack, the Ifriti probably would not. Well, it was. Rook killed it very quickly, but it would have been quicker. And there's 5 of us, so, you know. What comes to us?
Did it do anything of note, or did it just die?
Oh, it set fire giants on us and elementals. I got quite badly burned.
Did it make the fire giants and elementals? Or were they just there?
Employed for it? I don't know. I don't know how magic works, Neumann.
Yeah, no, that's
I barely know my own, let alone a genius. I'm telling you everything I know.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I had no idea. That you went through that.
Burst the bubble. Oh, it was
just another day?
No, it was Rook's thing, not mine. I was just there, so I didn't really think to bring it up.
No worries. Well, okay, rightio. Did either of you two have any other? You 3 have adventures that I'm not aware of? Not that I need to be aware, but I feel like this is a good time to share.
I will also quickly note, Bertie's just wearing, again, very drab clothes, but he has, he's not wearing the usual bun. He's, done his hair down in, 2, long braids at this point. It's clear like he's just trying to chill a bit more. He looks a lot more, muted. He's like, well, I mean, as you know, I went to Arborea to get a Pegasus, so I guess you all know about that by now. So, yeah, basically the same kind of thing. I guess that was probably kind of a dick. Yeah. No fire dudes stealing people's cultural property though, so that was a bonus. But I fought a phoenix, 2 baby phoenixes. That was weird. So yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Kharas and I fought a phoenix. That's actually, I think that's why he got the tattoo. Well, it was a lot of things for him. Yeah, it was like a test. It was it sent out these little babies. I don't think they were really babies. I think they were magic things, I hope. And it wanted us to fight them. And yeah, I mean, we both did okay. Kharas obviously much better, but yeah. And then the phoenix let us ride it, and then I nearly fell off and died, but then I was okay, so it was fine. Yeah.
You fought you fought multiple phoenixes?
What do you call a phoenix? It does sound kind of weird, doesn't it? Well,
nearly
I'm not gonna say anything on that.
Died.
Yeah, I nearly fell off, but luckily I managed to use the magic to fly up. It was good, because that would have been a terrible trip. But, yeah. It was pretty weird. Especially since I went to a floor. But yeah. Yeah, it was, so there we go, yeah. I went to a different plane too. I mean, technically, I guess, I come from a different plane anyway, so, me being here all the time is a different plane.
I stayed home all the time during the long break.
Excuse you, you built a dragon!
Yeah.
Under my nose, I might add.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been appropriate for the lease. So I kind of, on a technicality, didn't build it in the house. I built it in my workshop, which is its own space. I did lots of stuff, but all within the confines of the house and my workshop. I didn't.
Yeah,
really...
all 100% legal. I get you, Neumann. Wink, wink.
Yeah, you
Say that loud.
I kind of wish I went on an adventure now.
But I guess technically we're on one now. This one probably isn't as fun.
Is Ross pulling the same face Zoe is pulling right now, which is like heavily offended / surprised?
That was me trying not to yawn. Neumann, what? Neumann. Neumann, you built a dragon.
Why are you still leasing when you have all the money you have?
Save it for a rainy day.
It's a community thing, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not the only ones who live there.
It's kind of fun. Should try it. Should visit more often.
I hope you get to experience it sometime. Not necessarily there or that, but living with someone in a shared space that you enjoy
Although
the
you-
company of. It's nice.
Yeah.
You, Ross. God, my internet. Ross, like, blushes a little bit. To the house, Sam, when all this is done. I know you, like, met the others before, but, like, meeting them, like, properly now would be good. Yeah. And I'm sure Yurid's dying to see you. Like, without, the whole war thing.
You'd essentially be meeting the family. And he winks at Sam. Out of view of Ross.
I've met them.
But like, it's a whole new dynamic. And when's the last time you saw him?
Good point. So wait, no, didn't Sam go with you to the house?
Literally the
He
same
did,
time
that's-
we all last
Yeah.
saw them.
That's-
Neumann?
That's why Ross said meeting them properly without the war, because she means meet them as my boyfriend.
It'll be a whole different dynamic, Sam.
I imagine so.
Yeah,
Anyways.
even more people to bully you. Wouldn't that be great? You'll enjoy it.
Anya snorts into her
Chug
drink.
chug some more alcohol. I know, I'm hilarious. It's great.
Oh, come on. They won't bully you, I promise.
Neumann does like
Oh, don't
Yeah,
promise
maybe a
that,
little.
Ross. He will get sad.
What?
I'll tell you when you're older. And she throws a wink at Bertie with the full knowledge that, visually she doesn't have visual awareness, so she cannot properly hide this from people.
Barry just like snorts into his empty glass and is like, oh, another one, yes. Scoops up another, pours it into
I am not impressed.
Welcome to the team, Sam.
And on that,
Anya just seems absolutely delighted by that.
and on that exchange, that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Hey.
Excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. Next
See
week,
you next
I guess
week.
we will return to the lair of
Yeah.
Kira.
Yeah.
Sorry for listening.
Sorry for
Bye-bye.
listening.
See you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Interesting
That
session.
was the emotional highs and lows of
What a
like
roller
recording
coaster.
last session and then this session. It's like the cold open with just Anya fucking decimating Sam.
That was so funny.
Anya just coming in through the window being like, Sam, are you a sub?
Basically.